Joining me now is San Jose City Councilmember Peter Ortiz. Thanks so much for being with us.
Happy to be here.
Now, you have called for a ban on apps that facilitate rent price fixing in your city. How have you seen this technology hurt people in your town who are just trying to find a decent place to live?
No, great question. So I actually represent District 5, which is our beautiful and diverse east side of San Jose. It's also where many of our working class residents and renters live in this city. So softwares like RealPage, like YieldStar and Yardi, they allow property owners to submit their proprietary data to algorithmically determine maximum possible rent to charge renters, right? So it allows them to work with other property owners and essentially fix the rental pricing of a region, which has resulted in the increase of rent. From their own internal statements, they boast to investors and clients that the strategy that is pushed and is often used results in the maximum turnover of double-digit increases of rent, which pushes more people out of their homes and onto the street. And there has been several lawsuits from community activists, tenant activists against these organizations. And it's said or estimated that 66% of the San Jose rental market is owned by companies that use these softwares, right? And so we're not necessarily want to ban the entire use of these softwares, just the portion of the application that allows them to essentially collude with other property owners to fix the price fixing.
You know, representatives from these companies have said that the technology only advises the landlords on how much they should be charging the tenants. Is there an argument, sir, that instead of going after the tech companies or the AI companies that are facilitating this type of software, that maybe it's up to the landlords and maybe hold them accountable for raising these rent hikes as much as they are?
Well, I would say any organization that advises landlords to essentially do something that is against the law, right? They're providing that individual the opportunity and resources to break that law. So they are also guilty in the overall process of rent fixing. So, they could easily turn that portion of their application off and they would simply be a property management tool, right? But until they do that, they deserve the scrutiny of the federal department's legal department, as well as the local municipalities like the city of San Jose.
Now, San Francisco, it's worth noting, was the first city in the country to pass an ordinance that bans landlords from using software like this. But is this opening the door for a bigger conversation on affordable housing to create a really sustainable way for people to live and work in places like San Francisco and San Jose?
No, absolutely. And I think that's a great question. I fully support affordable housing. I have multiple affordable housing projects that already exist in my district, and there are multiple projects that are looking to come in, especially along our Alum Rock Avenue corridor. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of opposition in other parts of the city that makes the conversation around affordable housing difficult, right? People want to say, not in my backyard. We don't want those people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of, just anti-affordable housing and anti-working people sentiment in other parts of the city that has made the conversation hard. We do have a fund due to a former ballot initiative called Measure E that is supposed to be used for affordable housing. Unfortunately, over the last 2 years, it's become a little of a fight during our city council meetings on how best to use those dollars. And over the last 2 years, the city council overwhelmingly chose to use those dollars for other initiatives instead of affordable housing, even though, council members like myself fought against it.
So what else do you think needs to change with this? What steps do we need to make sure that places like San Jose, like San Francisco, like the big cities, is it about building more housing? Is it about working with the landlords? What's the answer?
I think it got to be a multi-pronged approach. Absolutely, we're going to need to build more housing, all different types of units of a housing, market rate, permanent supportive housing for the homeless, and affordable housing, as well as interim housing, which I know is an initiative of our city right now, tiny houses and other such units. But we also got to look at potentially expanding rent control here in the city of San Jose, and then also explore avenues like social housing that I know the state of California has looked at. And I know that federally, Congresswoman AOC has recently introduced a bill for social housing. We got to look at all avenues to provide relief to working people and tenants, because everyone who works in San Jose, everyone who grew up in San Jose, they should be able to afford to live in the city.
All right, Peter Ortiz, thank you so much for being with us.
All right, happy to be here.